Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It seems Call of Duty has made an accidental update today that just lets us go through and completely skip the current community event going on to acquire the brand new SIRIN 9mm weapon in Black Ops 6 and Warzone. So essentially, as I'm sure you probably know, we have this whole hit list event going on right now in game, and you have your own individual rewards. We also have all of these community rewards as well, and we're currently just past the shadow perk here. We have the hand cannon up next, but everyone's kind of sitting here saying, you know, something strange is going on. We're really not on track to make it and go all the way up through and get this SIRIN 9mm at 50 billion eliminations, right? If I were to go through and move the face cam over to this side, we're only at 17 billion right now. We're not even halfway there yet, and the event ends in just about a week's time. Well, conveniently enough, today, a new store bundle dropped that actually features a blueprint for the SIRIN 9mm. And if you go through and you buy this blueprint, not only do you get the blueprint itself, and then that unlocks some base attachments, you also end up getting the SIRIN 9mm base weapon as well. So it's essentially a pay to win and pay to skip this community event bundle. Now, who knows if they're going to remove this from the game or not? I would not be surprised if they took the bundle out rather quick because of this, way to go through and skip it, or if they're just like, okay, we messed up, bundle's gonna stay there, and just basically leave it as a, hey, if you want to pay money, you can get it early. If not, you can just wait until either we complete the event or it goes into the armory, I guess. But definitely a strange update, but it does now give us access to the SIRIN 9mm. I've actually gone through, played with it a couple of games, tested some things out, since you have a lot of the ideal attachments unlocked through the blueprints, and you can actually go through and now really optimize a loadout for both multiplayer and Warzone. By the way, as we're breaking everything down here, if you want to make sure you're in the know for everything going on in COD on days where there are surprise or glitch changes like this that might benefit you, if you care to spend the money, you want to stay in the know for the latest news and announcements, patch notes, minute breakdowns, everything for Call of Duty is right here on a daily basis. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and if you enjoy the video, a like would be seriously appreciated as well. So with this, what's probably the most convenient thing about the SIRIN 9mm is the fact that it's not really an SMG or a true pistol. It's actually a special weapon, and of course, custom match is going to kick me out. It's actually a special weapon, so you can essentially use this on a class that has like gunfighter on it, for instance, and not have to worry about not having like an SMG as a secondary, let's say in Warzone or even in multiplayer here. It kind of functions as a free overkill style loadout here. So of course, you have the actual mastercrafts. Keep in mind though, blueprints, mastercrafts, they're bugged. So if you go through and you actually buy this blueprint and you try and change attachments, there's a good chance that those attachments aren't going to actually work in game. You're going to want to go through and use the base weapon itself, but then you can go through and actually build out a loadout. Now, what's kind of interesting first and foremost here is that the optics actually have a couple of different, options here. So if we were to go through in the firing range here, you can see the first optic is just kind of this clean little, line up the center. It's a pretty basic iron sight there. It's nothing too fancy, but it's a really clean, little setting there. However, the iron sight actually looks a little bit different, so we can equip that. We can now go through and mess around with this. You can see it's almost like a circular one. This is largely a matter of preference. If you like just the straight line a little bit more, if you like this circle one a little bit more, or you also have the carry handle sight that you can unlock as well, and this one is also a little bit different. Personally, of the three, this is probably my least favorite. It acts as like a red dot, but I think the base iron sight's pretty clean, if I'm being honest with you. But if you wanted to use an attachment in that category, you could absolutely go through and run one. I would find the iron sight to be a bit more clean than the carry handle, but like I said, it's really just a matter of preference, and you only have 5 attachment categories to begin with, so just off a base loadout, you can use one of these and it's not like going to take away from anything else. So regardless of Warzone or multiplayer, I'd probably be going through and running that base iron sight here. You also have your muzzles, and you only have one option here. It's your suppressor. So if you want to use this after you go through and level it up, that's great. Obviously, that's going to be an ideal go-to one in Warzone, but then even in multiplayer, going to be pretty important there as well. You also have barrels, but guess what? There's also only one option here too. It's a long barrel. It's going to extend that damage range out, which is honestly pretty convenient. This thing has a decently quick TTK in that close range, so extending out that effective damage range is going to be fantastic. You get out to 8.7 here in multiplayer. For the underbarrel here, you've got 2 different options. The vertical foregrip, which will help out with ADS, movement speed, and then all control, or lightweight, which is sprint to fire, strafe speed, idle sway. Again, I think this is largely preference-based. For me, having a snappier ADS is pretty important, but I already find this weapon pretty easy to use. You can get a crazy fast sprint to fire with lightweight on there and also get some decent strafe. And quite frankly, I think both of these options right here are phenomenal choices. You could use the vertical foregrip if you want more control and you want that good movement. You could use lightweight if you just want a crazy good strafe build that's super aggressive as well. Like, truly, there is no wrong answer here. It's just a matter of preference. I think I lean a little bit more towards that vertical foregrip. And then for the magazine here, you either have the extended mag, which is a 40 round mag, or fast mag, which is 25. In multiplayer, you could absolutely get by using a fast mag here. In Warzone, obviously, you're gonna want that extended mag. You're gonna want that 40 round mag on there. So the weapon itself is honestly pretty straightforward in terms of the overall setup for it. The problem is, though, is that if you want to get this now and not have to wait for the community event to potentially, get to that reward, you have to spend money in the store, which sucks. So it's definitely a pay to win or a pay to skip option here. But strangely enough, when you go through and you do actually use that blueprint, and you put on the deck collector, it's got a lot of these base attachments that are going to be ideal for going through and maxing out the weapon to its capabilities as a true meta loadout to begin with here. It's just bummer that it's only available through the store until we go through and actually unlock this potentially as a community event. I have seen a lot of questions though about the logistics of this gun. Keep in mind, this does have its own camo grind, so it's going to require you to go through, get headshots in multiplayer, do some special challenges, kills shortly after sprinting, and then also kills while moving. You'll be able to go through, get this gold, diamond, dark spine, dark matter as well. You could technically use this gun again to replace a launcher or a melee if you wanted to in that grind. Same deal with zombies going through. I'm currently working towards my afterlife camos right now, and of course this glitch happens. The store bundle drops a day after I just finished doing all my launchers there and everything, but it does count as a whole category because it's a special weapon. Same deal there in Warzone as well. So you can use this gun to actually skip in your camo grind as well, for what it's worth, which obviously is pretty convenient, all things considered. What's also really interesting with this event as well, something to take note of, is that I've seen a lot of concern. What happens if we don't hit this milestone? What happens if we don't get 50 billion eliminations and unlock the SIRIN for everybody? Well, for one, there's never been a community event that's ever failed in Call of Duty history. Typically, they always buff those numbers up a little bit, like randomly on a Tuesday update, there'll be a playlist update and you'll look at the number and it went up by a couple billion, and we suddenly just got a whole lot closer to getting our next threshold to make sure that we finish it in time. If there were a situation though where you didn't go through and we as a community didn't get enough eliminations for this, it then will go into the armory, and then everyone can unlock it individually through that in multiplayer in Warzone, because that armory is going to be fully available with Season 1 Reloaded, since that'll be the end of this event. And then everything that you might miss through an event or through seasonal updates, battle pass unlocks that are weapons and stuff, that then goes into the armory for you to choose to unlock whenever you want. So regardless of if this store bundle stays live, eventually you'll be able to go through and fully unlock the SIRIN either for free through the community event or through your own time, your own challenges through the armory after the event ends. So hopefully that clears that up a little bit. Like I said, there's been a lot of confusion about how exactly the SIRIN's going to work here with this event, but definitely a strange update now that lets you access this weapon early. So if you want to get it, you want to level it up, go on your mastery camo grind and everything with it, definitely grab that bundle now before they potentially take it out of the store, or just save your money if you don't care about that and get it for free in a couple of days time. But that said, that's going to wrap things up for this one. A very strange update today, but nonetheless, you can now get a new weapon entirely early by accident. So that's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new here, you want to guarantee that every single day you are in the know for all things going on in Call of Duty, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, join us on the road to 1 million subscribers. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.